on air for a couple hours now following this earthquake. 6.0 in Napa, centered around Napa. And just looking at the damage, I think a lot of people waking up and seeing what's happening right now as we are kind of discovering where the hot spots are and what is happening. Here's a lot of photos coming in to our website at NBCBayArea.com. Several people, hundreds of people actually tweeting in and sending us photos of the damage. What have you seen just in the last hour, Laura?
Well, it's been interesting because you're seeing these photos like this from people's homes, a lot of wine bottles shattered from a lot of the stores in the area, just things rocked off the shelves. We've seen sprinklers that have gone out in different stores like Walgreens and whatnot that have also created so much of that havoc. But downtown, there's like a store that I was talking about, Raj, where, all the products from the shelves just go down. The good thing is that this happened in the middle of the night, 3:30 in the morning, so there would be no one in the store right there. Most likely wouldn't be anyone in downtown Napa, where we saw a lot of structural damage. And this is just visual structural damage that we've seen so far. Crews really have to go in there and assess some of these historical buildings because the bricks just came down. There's a Justice building there in downtown Napa where it just looks like it exploded from inside, sending a big chunk, corner chunk of this building just out, as you see. So no doubt, these are just the visual, remains of this earthquake. Them, showering down upon cars, just, crashing down below. And the thing is that people are going out there to see what's going on, but there is the danger of those aftershocks as well.
Yeah, and a couple of key points here. It is the largest earthquake we've had here in the Bay Area since the 1989 Loma Prieta quake. 6.0 is what had happened, and that's the key point. That's one of the key points. Actually, we're going to go back to our NBC chopper at one of the big spots of the damage here, a mobile home fire, a mobile home park in Napa. But one of the key points, as you mentioned, Laura, at 3:20 in the morning, so that courthouse in Napa, the historic courthouse built in the 1870s, that's a functioning courthouse. So if this happened during the day, during a weekday, we could see some mass casualties in that sense. Also, 3:20 in the morning yesterday in Napa, as it is we go into the crush season, the harvest season, there are so many tourists and locals in town, in Napa and the surrounding area visiting, and so it's so fortunate this happened overnight. Not fortunate, obviously, for the damage that we're seeing here, and this is something that we've been monitoring for a while. But it's so fortunate that it happened overnight, and the damage was limited because it could have been a lot worse.
Exactly. Well, and there's always the threat of explosions and fires afterwards with gas lines. Now, this is a live look overhead of a mobile home park where this is the biggest fire that we had seen. It completely devastated some of those units there. Fire crews are still on the scene. Kind of below that banner earlier, we actually saw flames still leaping up from them, but it looks like firefighters were just letting it die down, of which it has done. Cracks on the roadway we're seeing everywhere. It's just like the road just completely split in half. Mike Inouye is kind of monitoring a lot of the roads. They thought there was some structural damage to a bridge by 37, but in fact they're kind of assessing the situation. The roads are open in that area there, but you see PG&E crews, you've got some gas line breaks too, which we know could be of such great danger.
Gas line breaks, some water breaks, some reports of flooding. So here's what we're going to do, just as we all wake up here, a lot of you waking up, we're going to talk about the traffic. There are a lot of events happening in Napa and Sonoma. A notable event happening in Sonoma, which is the big car race, the Indy car race. That continues. That is still on. A lot of festivals. Yesterday was the Blues Festival or the Jazz Festival in Napa. Today, the Blues and Brews Festival. So a lot of things happening. We'll check with Mike Inouye in terms of the traffic getting there. Christina Loren is with us, and we have a team of reporters on the ground. And the hardest hit place right now is downtown Napa. We talked about that Napa courthouse, the historic courthouse. Also very popular, the Carpe Diem wine bar right there next to the courthouse. That has significant damage. Let's bring.
You can't see enough of this car. I've shown it over and over again. To my right, you can see that Santa Rosa, looks like a fire department from Santa Rosa is coming to help out. Multiple agencies have been rolling through downtown Napa to help out and help what's going on. You see Windsor Fire District, and here you see Burnett Valley Fire District. With me live right now is Christian Ray, and Christian, you say that this woke you up out of bed and something fell on you?
Yeah, it was probably about 3:30 in the morning, and I just heard shaking, and I got really scared, and I heard my mom screaming for my name, and I was like, okay, what's going on? And legitimately, I thought something terrible was going on. And so I went to go step out of my bed, and my dresser fell on me and cut up my legs, and then I saw my mom come in my room. She fell, tripped over all my stuff, and our room is just terrible. It's destroyed, and everything is like on the floor, flipped over, and it's just, it's
pretty amazing. I don't know if you mind showing us. You did show me that little bruise you have on your leg. Mikey, if you can pan down here and see that it doesn't look bad, but
no,
you know.
It's just a little thing, but it just, my dresser fell on me. It hurts a little bit, but other than that, it's all right, yeah. So.
It's a little thing, but a big thing, because you had a huge earthquake here, a 6.0. Have you ever felt an earthquake? You're a young guy, you're 18 years old. Have you ever felt an earthquake like this before?
Well, my dad lives in El Sobrani, and I felt it was tiny. I was watching TV, I was probably like 8 years old, and my TV was shaking and it fell off, but nothing ever this big to knock over all my dressers and knock all my clothes off in my dresser, and it's just never felt anything this big, and it was definitely a scary time for me. So.
And on forever, my daughter was screaming her lungs out, and I just heard all the glass shattering on the floor. Everything hit the floor, but you know, fortunately everybody was okay. You know, you can replace property, but human, it's a lot harder. So, and then I found my daughter was on her phone and was able to get the feed of my office building that is basically destroyed. I actually had a staff member who was down here about 4 o'clock, and she texted all of us to make sure we were okay and said the building's in bad shape. There, you can see there's holes in the building where we work in.
Okay, two things. One, tell me about the damage at your home, and after that, if you can share with me the damage where you work.
At my home, the damage is a lot of glass broken, cupboards open, shattered crystal, wedding glass, china, mementos from trips. My daughter had traveled last year and she brought me back beautiful Venetian glass and things from Costa Rica, so all our travels, things like that. But at the same time, you know, it's glass, it's property.
It can be replaced.
Absolutely.
What about the damage at your workplace?
I'm looking there. I can't get into my building.
Where do you work?
I work at Legal Aid of Napa Valley. I'm the executive director, and so I'm down here. I had a board member from Portland let me know that it looks bad, and staff member also had been by earlier, but it looks like the office we used to be in looks pretty bad shape. We're on the second floor. It looks like once we're able to get in, we might be able to work. I have my work computer at home, fortunately, because I was going to spend all day working today. Not with the police line there, not with the police tape, but you know, hopefully we'll be able to get a hold of our clients and let them know we're not going to be open for business for a little bit.
Yeah. So Diana,